Put forward.
In The Music Man, an illustrated history of brass bands in America, Margaret and Robert Hazen write that bands appeal to the emotions of a people struggling to create an orderly society on a vast and forbidding continent. But of course, during the Victorian era, sentimentality was one of those emotions. Americans had lived through tremendous dislocation during the decades before. In fact, Buffalo Bill's life provides a good example. He was reared on the Kansas plains during the border wars. In fact, his father was stabbed by a pro-slavery fanatic for making a free state, free soil speech. And to give you a sense of the temper of the times, the only newspaper that reported it was a Missouri paper. It's a pro-slave paper, and it reported that a noisy abolitionist of Mr. Cody was stabbed while making a speech by Mr. Dunn. But not seriously enough, it is feared to cause his death. Cody then served a year and a half in the Civil War before going on to become buffalo hunter and an Indian scout and a famous show business guy and a town clerk. But through it all, the Civil War was for him, as it was for his entire generation, the defining event, the central event of their lives. And Cody said that the tune you're going to hear next, "Tenting Tonight on the Old Campground," was his favorite song, as it was for many veterans of the war. It was a favorite for both sides, blue and gray. It became a sort of a sentimental anthem of war, with its visions of home and peace. It conjures up images of battle, of course, but it ends in peace, and in fact you'll hear another Civil War in this arrangement. Another Civil War composition, taps, incorporated into the piece. So here, in a Victorian style, Buffalo Bill's Cowboy Band will present the Civil War hymn by Walter Kittredge, "Tenting Tonight on the Old Campground."
band members are all really interesting and smart people who have lives of their own. Some are musicians and some are band directors, but they all play their instruments well, and they all have interesting lives, and they're interested in all kinds of history things, as you can imagine. And so it's fun to get together with them. I think outside of the performances, we had a great time just getting together in the hotel and sitting down in the local pub and just telling stories and listening to people talk to each other and to find out the things that they're interested in. Because sometimes when you get together just as a band, you don't have that much social time. But with the bus and time just to sit around and talk and eat pizza and tell stories, that was a big part of it too. And so it was a fun time, no doubt about it.